We're okay, students. We're going to solve for x today. So first thing I want to do is combine like terms. When I say combine like terms, that means on each side of the equal sign. So there's only one thing to combine like terms here. X minus 5x. You got to remember that means 1x. So I have x minus 8. 1x minus 5x is negative 4x plus 1. Now I must decide which side to bring the x's to. There's a smarter way and a less smarter way. The smarter way is take the smaller number coefficient and bring it to the larger side so that you always end up with a positive. So I'm going to move it to the left in this case because negative 4 is less than positive 1. So I add 4x. Remember, whenever I move a term across the equal sign, I must do the opposite operation. So since I'm moving the x's to the left and the constants are going to the right, so the opposite of negative 8 is plus 8. Draw my equal sign. So I have 5x equals 9. Last step, divide by 5. And you can leave it right there because it does not simplify. So 9/5 is my answer. I don't have to change to a mixed number in high school. I'm fine with that. All right, number 3 here. Distributive property first. Negative 9x minus 18. You should draw your arrows since you're a beginner so you don't forget. The common error is only to distribute the negative 9 through the x and forget it for the 2. I have minus 5, and there's no combining like terms here, so I just rewrite that again. I can combine like terms right there. So I have negative 9x minus 23 equals negative 9 minus 2x. Again, I ask myself, which coefficient on the x is smaller? Negative 9 is smaller than negative 2. So I'm going to bring the negative 9 across. So that means I'm adding 9x to both sides, which means the constant is going across this way. So I'm adding 9 to both sides. So gone, gone. Negative 23 plus 9 is negative 14. And 9x minus 2x is 7x. Okay, last step, divide by 7. And I get negative 2 for my answer. Negative 2. All right, next examples. That's just a 5 for problem 5. This is problem 7. So these are like the ones on your worksheet, just different numbers. Okay, remember we solve all equations with reverse PEMDAS. So this should be on your paper. Okay, so I add or subtract across first. Well, it's minus 3. It's a term by itself. Add it across. Plus 3. I'm doing adding and subtracting first. So I have 2x minus 3 over 5 now equals 6 because I added the 3 across. Remember, when I have more than one term in the numerator or denominator, I should put parentheses around it. So I know that those are together. So that's inside the parentheses. Okay, so it's up top here. So the next I have that parentheses divided by 5. What's the opposite division? Multiplication. So I multiply both sides by 5. So they cancel out. I get 2x minus 3 equals 30. Now I'm back to addition again. Plus 3 across. 2x equals 33. And last step, divide by 2. I can leave it right there because that does not simplify. All right, number 7. Again, remember I said when there's more than one term in the numerator denominator, I put parentheses around it. Now, whenever I solve a proportion, the easiest way to do it, as you've been taught, is to cross multiply. So go ahead and do that. So I have 4 times the quantity n plus 2 equals 9 times the quantity n plus 4. Now I distribute. 4n plus 8 equals 9n plus 36. Again, I ask myself, which coefficient is smaller? 4 is smaller than 9, so I'm going to move it across. Minus 4n, minus 4n, which means the constant is going that way. So minus 36, minus 36. Draw my equal sign. Okay, so I have 5n equals negative 36 plus 8 is negative 28. In the last step, divide by 5. That does not simplify, so there's my answer right there. Okay, next set. Of course, you can pause the video, rewind anytime you want. Okay, to listen to this again. You've seen all of this in middle school. This is 7th and 8th grade math here. Okay, so again, reverse PEMDAS. Okay, so I'm going to subtract the 2 across. I have 30 over n plus 9 equals 6 now, because 8 minus 2 is 6. I can always put that over 1. Okay, and I have a proportion, and so I can cross multiply. Remember, put parentheses around that. So I have 6 parentheses n plus 9 equals 30. Okay, now here I could distribute, and you can do that if you want, but a smarter way is to divide both sides by 6. Remember, the opposite of multiplication is division, and since 30 divides by 6 evenly, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now I'm down to n plus 9 equals 5. And last step, subtract the 9 across, and n equals -4. There's my answer. Of course, you could always plug all these numbers back in to check. If I plug -4 into there, 9 minus 4 is 5, 30 divided by 5 is 6, plus 2 is 8. You work your mental math skills, plug it back in. All right, 11. We have distributive property here. So I have 6x plus 8 equals 6x plus 12. Well, notice, no matter what side I bring the x to, I'm going to end up with 0x. So I'll just move that across there, which means I'm moving this across here. So I have 0x equals 4. Make sure you write down that 0x, because that's going to help you solve it. 0 times what number gives me 4? Can I multiply 0 times any number and get 4? No, you cannot. So the answer is no solution. Okay, that's why you write down the 0x, so you see that if I plug anything in for x, I can never be equal. So there is no solution. Okay, here we go right here. Reverse PEMDAS, subtract 1 across. I get 3x equals 0. Divide by 3, and 0 divided by 3 is 0. Okay, and the same thing is saying 3 times what equals 0? 3 times 0 equals 0. Okay, here we have distributive property first. So I just write this down again. 2m plus 8 minus 9m. Next step, I combine like terms. I have those like terms to combine on the right side, nothing on the left. 2m minus 9m is -7m plus 8. Okay, now I go ahead and see, oh, it doesn't matter what side I bring the m's to, is going to cancel out. I'll go ahead and bring that over there, plus 7m, which means the constant has to come over here, minus 8. Okay, equal sign. Notice what I get. 0m equals 0. 0 times what equals 0? Any number. So the answer is all real. All real numbers. Another way of writing that is that right there. That means all real as well. So you can write the words all real or use that symbol right there. Okay, last problem. I think it is, yeah. Okay, combine like terms first. So I have 4/3 x, 6 minus 3 is 3. And I get 4x minus 3. Okay, now I could deal with fractions, but the smarter way to deal with it is to get rid of the fraction. So I multiply by the common denominator. All these other ones, all these other terms have 1 for the denominator. This has a 3. So the common denominator is 3. So I'm going to multiply all terms throughout the whole equation by 3 to get rid of that fraction. So 3 divided by 3 is 1 times 4 is 4x. 3, I'm just distributing this through. Every one. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4x is 12x. 3 times -3 is -9. Now again, I ask myself, what side should I bring the x's to? Which one's smaller? That coefficient is smaller, so I'm going to subtract it across, which means the constant's going that way, so I'm adding the 9 across. Okay, so that cancels out, and I get 8x equals 18. Divided by 8. Now, can I leave it like that? No, I cannot, because it simplifies. I divide the GCF of 8 and 18 is 2. I divide each by 2 and I get 9/4. And there's my answer. Okay, so that explains every type of problem you've got there.